Time for another question and answer session for the Youth Action Challenge, and this time I have Team Cloud9 with me. We got about close to 7 members joining us on online calls all over here in Singapore. Judges, handing it over to you. Let's start with Mr. Bradley for questions for Cloud9.
Thanks, great to see you, Cloud9, and thanks for working on such a serious issue. What do you think is sort of most critical right now? Is it the technical part, the chatbot, or is it the feedback loop program that you mentioned?
We saw it as a short-term versus long-term issue. So for the chatbot, which we hope to be able to complete it by the 6th month and roll it out by a year, we believe that it's a technological solution to an issue that is both very urgent but can be easily solved within a year. So that is more of a short-term solution to bridge a navigational gap. And a long-term changing of perceptions between students and teachers, between management, understanding what students of different backgrounds and different schools go through. So it's a much longer-term issue that needs to be worked on now. So we don't see it as which is more urgent. We decided to tackle it both because we can solve one part of it right now if it works out the way we hope it would. But for the long-term changing of perception and changing biases, that would take a much longer time to solve.
You did say that you did a pilot run of the feedback loop program. Could you share a bit more of the results of the pilot and what did you learn from the pilot?
One main reason why we conducted the pilot is to initiate and sustain deep conversations regarding mental health. So even though it's conducted online, after the activity, when we conducted post-event interviews and surveys, one result that we got back was that the participants themselves, they were very engaged in the session, and secondly, they learned new things about mental health concerns. So specifically for those people who don't have any mental health concerns or issues, after they went through the activity itself, they actually learned things from it.
Hi, thank you very much for identifying a very topical challenge for our time, which is mental health among the youth. Can I just ask a simple question? What if you were to find out that, in fact, the youth did not really trust talking to a chatbot about these issues and were not keen on a tech solution? Would that be materially destructive to your case?
So regarding whether youth trust a chatbot, I think that will highly depend on how we portray the chatbot. Is it a chatbot that is led by youth or is it led by government officials? So I think that will perhaps give youth some trust regarding to how their responses will be recorded. So initially we did a pilot test, which is a beta Telegram bot that we have sent out to a lot of youth from different backgrounds. And then we gathered their feedback regarding on how was their overall experience in talking to the chatbot, or were they afraid of their privacy issues. So most of the feedback, about 90% of them, were very satisfied with the whole conversation and they actually felt safe with regards to talking to the chatbot. I think the main thing regarding to create a trustable chatbot is to make it very personable, such that conversations don't sound one way in terms of us asking them whether you need help or not, because that sounds like a very authoritative figure. What we hope to do is have a two-way conversation, kind of making a chatbot like a friend that you would talk to and you would trust.
The chatbot is meant to help bridge them to potential solutions they need urgently. So it's not meant to replace a counselor or therapist.
I hope you guys develop this further because actually mental health is a serious issue and I think we should do more in this area. So all the best.
Thank you very much, Cloud9, as well as judges, for this question and answer session. We cannot wait to see how your team will improve the mental health situation here in Singapore. All the best for the Youth Action Challenge.